Malayalam we have an expression kannil chora, people with no blood in their eyes. That is a very cold but reptilian kind of, they may not even blink. That kind of cold thing, which is very scary, but we find that kind of happening a lot of places in the world. It's very sad. So that way Swatirunal Pavam, I wish if he was not a king, he could have spent much more time with music. Than being
but as a
caught.
king, he had the power to make some social changes.
Which is actually amazing. Like this, the compassionate side of him.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So,
if you're sensitive, it's very difficult to be a king also, I feel. Exactly. Because you'll be really pained by when bad things happen.
But during Swati Tirunal's time, right, Kerala is kind of isolated, on this coast here, and Tanjavur
because of the mountains.
Was there communication, sort of, like musical communication? Swati Tirunal must have been aware of so many things that were
that's why because his court was adorned by Tanjore.
Vadivellu brought a lot of information with him.
And he was very close to Dikshitar's brother, Baluswami Dikshitar, who pioneered the violin. Then Vadivellu brought that, and Maharaja liked it so much, he patronized violin a lot as a Carnatic instrument. And he in fact gifted Vadivellu ivory encrusted violin, which still exists. I'm yet to see it. Some family has it apparently. So I want to just see.
Can't we all get together and put this in a museum so the whole country, this is our heritage.
I know, but people are.
If you go to Salzburg, there is Mozart's house there. The baby violin he played on is preserved there for all of us to go and see.
Even their letters have. Our culture, because we have so much history, wealth of history, that the descendants neither create history nor even preserve what is handed to them, and actively destroy what is there. I myself know
not taking care of something is equivalent to destroying it.
Exactly. I myself personally know households of certain very great musicians. If you just visit their house and every room, you will find no trace of the fact that such a person even existed. Just wiped out completely. There may be disciples or fans may have kept some
few
relics. It's very, very sad. Mostly
we don't have somehow we don't have that sense of
I don't know,
something is missing.
Largely families, they don't have they will be either jealous that one person is doing well, so he is doing in a contemptuous way what they could have done but they are not doing. See, if Roger Federer hits a ball correctly, means it's not just how many hours and years of practice has gone behind that one ball being hit like that. So one note being sung, one high note or low note, a steady note, or memorizing a lyric or finding a new song, for everything so much hard work is there behind. But without looking at that, you just see the few fruits of recognition we get. The fact that a distinguished gentleman like you has taken the trouble to come and interview me, for example. He's getting interviewed in America. So some people will see it like, why should he be interviewed? So you have discovered me on YouTube because of what I have been doing, and you felt like meeting me. So or even the adulation, we give a concert, people come to take photos or get autograph. Okay, how many times? 3 days a month. So what is happening 25 days a month, that we are sitting alone in a room and sweating and singing and learning, and
so that
something we can bring next time, then repeat the same thing again and again. So without noticing the hard work, people just feel jealous of the adulation or whatever we get.
We have no time to preserve our heritage. That's what it is.
Something like that. But if one becomes a celebrity, then the family wants the money and the limelight that they want.
It becomes transactional. What do you give me?
That is very sad. See, in flute, for example, T.R. Mahalingam was there. T.R. Mahalingam, when he died, he willed his entire legacy, wealth, everything to one of his disciples called T.S. Sankaran. He is a disciple only, but he gifted the whole thing. He, being a gentleman, he willed it back to, or not willed, he gave it back to his family or whoever, legal heirs. But many musicians, I find, more than family, they might have a fan or patron or well-wisher or disciple who really gets the thing, because they realize the value of that and want to preserve their legacy. If family members also did, in fact, in Western classical music, there's a very, very, very great cello player called Jacqueline Dupre.
Jacqueline Dupre,
and she had a sister called Hilary. and always Jackie, she was called Jackie. Jackie was always the brilliant one.
Yeah.
So the sister lived all her life feeling jealous of her, and she had multiple sclerosis and stopped very young, and one of the most tragic talented women in the world. But she was so positive and like sunshine all her life. But after she died, the jealous sister, she wrote a book called Genius in the Family. So the title is nice, Genius in the Family. But all the decades of her feeling jealous and inadequate and deprived and whatever, that it was like taking revenge. The book was so bad, and
it's a revenge book.
It's a revenge book, and people like sensational stuff. So based on that book, they made a film called Hilary and Jackie.
Okay.
So which is so sad. Even if I'm not saying Jacqueline Dupre, I don't know her at all. I'm not saying she was a perfect person or anything, but you can play down the good and highlight the bad, no? Or the other way around.
Nobody is perfect.
Nobody is perfect. So from the family, when a person writes a book like that and the lady is dead, she can't defend herself. We feel, though I don't even know them, we feel so sad seeing a thing like that happen.
There are lots of such cases.
Lots of them. Okay. So once we are dead means anybody can say anything.
Yeah. So just to sum up, this is what I noticed. We somehow do not preserve our heritage. There are all our historical dates are all conjectures, because nobody kept records.
Yes.
Now in this age we could do it, but somehow we are not preserving what is left behind. There is a Dikshitar Veena, okay, that he got. It is in the relative's house, I was told. But where is it? I think it should be in a national museum so that the Dikshitar fans like myself will go and look at it.
You go to Tiruvayar by car, you will not find a sign in English saying it is Tiruvayar or the word Tyagaraja. So you search and you ask people, where is Tyagaraja? You go down and turn right, and till you are actually at the site, you find absolutely no signpost or anything.
There will be a big museum in this country for Tyagaraja, somebody of Tyagaraja.
Even 1/10 of his statue.
Same thing in Kumbakonam. I went in search of the mathematician, Ramanujam's house. Nobody knows. Finally, somebody, and the K.R. Ramanujana. So after 10 inquiries, so this
it's
total,
a universal.
I don't know what it is missing. Maybe we are too occupied with making a living or surviving that we don't have time for it. But these are parallel activities. This won't wait. Things get destroyed.
Well, maybe their capacity for intake is so limited that they can't even contain the greatness of these people. I don't know.
That is, let's look at the future and then past. As you know, there's an explosion of young people now.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we discussed this a little bit. So let's finish that argument. I think it's a happy sign, but I think a certain amount of inspection is necessary. Look here, let's not push them too forward or too fast, okay? Because out of them will come the next Mani Ayers and Rama Varma.
No, Rama Varma is here, Mani Ayer is there.
I'm just including all of them. So I think we are not doing this, okay? So what is the reason there is this explosion? Is it because of, during Arankudi's time, I don't think there was any. Is it because things have actually improved and music dissemination of that knowledge is easier now than before?
And quantitatively things have definitely improved a lot. And earlier there were just few sabha. If you go to Madras, we had Rasika Ranjani Sabha and Music Academy, and then later Krishnagana Sabha by the Parthasarathi. Few sabhas only, and as you said, the same set of 10-15 people used to sing. Now, number of sabhas itself, not only in Madras, everywhere it's improving.
What about Kerala?
Kerala also is there. Even in America, I find that temples are mushrooming. There will be one temple and that building gets cut and they become two temples who hate each other. Like that I've seen in many places. And if you are an artist who sings at that temple, then these people won't come. So a lot of that I have seen earlier also I've seen, now also I'm seeing. But number of people teaching music, number of people learning music, everything is improving. But originality, See, I may like M.D. Ramanathan, somebody might like Madurai Mani, you might like Ariyakudi, somebody might like Mushiri, GNB. But each of them sounded different.
Very different.
Now a lot of people, they like one person and just try to be a carbon copy of that person. At least if that person is a dead person, okay, if somebody sings like GNB is not alive. But when young musicians who are very much blazing in the middle of the field now, and the next generation try to imitate them and are not as good as them, then it becomes little sad. In fact, being a lover of Hindi film music, I watched an interview with the singer called Shailendra Singh, who came in Raj Kapoor's film Bobby. Main shaar to nahi, there's a song which became a big hit at that time. So at that time there was Rafi, Kishore, Mukesh, Hemant Kumar, Talat Mahmood, Mandade, all these people were there, and Shailendra Singh could not make it really big at that time. Then all the others died. Then they asked him, the interviewer asked him, now that there is no Kishore, no Rafi, now maybe you could. He said, at that time there was only one Kishore, now there are 10 people who are trying to sing like Kishore. And 10 people like Rafi. So it's a time for duplicates. So I prefer one original Kishore to 15 duplicate Kishores.
But that brings me back to Carnatic music, another is, there was a time when there were incredibly talented Carnatic musicians and coming, but they couldn't come up because they were the generation of giants like Chamangudi or GNB or so they could not just come up at all. So we know about them. We have some recordings. We have heard, but they didn't become as famous.
Very, very.
I don't want to mention names. It's not a correct thing, but they were there.
In Mridangam also, we say Palgad Maneer Pioneers. But there is Muruga Bhupati also, who had his own extraordinary ability to stand between Maneer and Pioneer.
That itself is an achievement.
There are, I like those people a lot. This category of people.
So looking at the Carnatic music scene, I think we can all be a little optimistic, right? So out of all these young people, right?
Hopefully a few
will come. Some of them may be misguided in trying to rush to the stage. But let us assume that the great impartial time, will filter them out slowly, and then.
I hope. Because also, if you accept too many concerts, there is wear and tear. So people, earlier generations, see now, if you look at Parasala Ponnamal, who's still alive, still singing. She is 94. He's in Shruti. The smallest bragas, the ornamentation come clearly. Brain is completely wired perfectly, and she can sing a song like Chala Kallaladu. So Papa Magaridi, at that tempo, she can belt out swarams even now. Though she physically sits without moving, you feel she's just sitting there doing nothing. Just comes. In fact, if you search for Parasala Ponnamal Chala Kallaladu, you can see the video, what I'm mentioning.
I heard her in Chennai. She's an incredible lady.
This is now at age 94. It's unbelievable. That is because she never overexposed or overstrained. She had limited number of concerts, and each one was special. But suppose you feel, in the place to be and the time to be is Chennai and December, within those 15 days or 30 days maximum, you have to be seen and heard and bring out your stuff. So even if your voice can't take it, you accept 25 concerts, 30 concerts. By the time a person is 60, earlier voice used to go. Then the age limit came lower. By 50, voice started to go. Now people even in their 20s have started to go off Shruti and lose their voice, which is very scary and very sad to see why they have to get everything before they are 30. And suppose you have peaked at age 25 and you die at age 75, then from 25 to 75 you are going on a downward graph. That is very sad. No?
Exactly. For a professional,
right, I feel it's better to die. If you ask me what do you think is your peak, I hope my peak is going to come.
Yet to come.
And if you ask me the same question 10 years later, the answer will be the same. Just slowly get better and better and remain, not go down. Maybe one day
more practice at home rather than more
exposure. Exactly. The intake should enrich.
There is no need for that. I don't know why they already know that they have established themselves.
People are measured by
how many concerts you gave
in this, how many times you toured the US. In fact, I toured the US in 2010. from 2012 I've been getting invitations. So I said I'll come after 10 years. So I waited and stretched it to 7 years, and now I have come. Now my plan is, of course, whether I am there alive 10 years later is a different thing.
But we'll make please come back again.
No, but I don't want to come too soon, so that okay, he's in and out all the time. If you miss him this time, then next month he's coming again. That state exactly. I don't want to. And each time to bring something different, something new, something fresh.
And also you have your obligations not only to your students and other.
I have only one full-time student called Amrita Venkatesh, who is singing very well and plays veena also very well. So that way I feel very satisfied. At least some of what I have gathered from my gurus, what I have gathered myself is safe with her, and she is teaching her students.
I'm hoping there will be many more.
I don't know.
But you have to spot out, you are the best.
Because people, talent, of course, many talented people. In fact, I can tell you honestly, if I have taught 100 people, 95 are more talented than me. They grasp like this. Maybe my teaching is also very easy to understand. But what is lacking is the dedication and the focus. They may do so many things, and the first thing to get cut is music practice. Listening also. There's no time to live. People are concentrating on trying to get more concerts, practicing for that concert. While I listen to Madhuramani even now, I listen to K.R. Ramaprasad or Ramnath Krishnan or Volati Venkateswarlu. There are so many people now because of internet and YouTube. So many recordings have come, which I wish were there even when I was a kid, which I didn't get a chance. So now I am tanking up on listening to all these people.
How did they sound? They're great.
Yeah, exactly. And we can always get some. And if you hear Ramnath Krishnan, you hear Ramnath Krishnan with Lalgudi Jayaraman and Palghat Raghu.
God,
so you are hearing Lalgudi also and Raghu also. So it's not one person you are hearing. Many of the vintage concerts, they will all be very good, and we can take something. Somebody sings Maru Balkaga and Parani is playing Mridangam, somebody else is playing Mridangam. How for Chemmangudi is Maru Balka, Parani played Mridangam. That is something extraordinary. How Madhuramani sang again with Parani or Vellore Ramabhadran, how they played Mridangam. And Madhuramani's Alapana or Swarams, how Lalgudi played, T.N. Krishnan played, MSG played. From everything we can get, how the same singer singing the same ragam, when accompanist are different, how the color changes.
They influence each other.
Exactly. It's a very healthy symbiosis. Yes. So now all that is available. When I was a kid, none of it was available except with private collectors who would not give anything to anybody. Now the younger generation, I wish they would listen and dive into this great treasure from the past. And take the good from that and avoid the mistakes they made. While the mistakes are much more easy to replicate. If that person sang off Shruti, okay, I'll also sing off Shruti. If they didn't close their mouth, I also won't close my mouth. And if they didn't know the meaning of the lyrics, they didn't have the facility. Even till 1990s, if I sing a Kannada or Telugu song, there was absolutely no way I could find the meaning. Now, any normal song, Purandadasa Tyagaraja, in Google you search lyrics and meaning. Click, it is there. Even word by word meaning is there many times. So then, when that facility is there, I feel we no longer need to sing in a way that people used to sing when they could not find the lyrics. No? So.
You have tuned you tuned this one Swati Kriti, right? That Vakla Bharanam.
One Vakla, yeah.
So I want to ask you some tuning. Are you going to composing, or it has already been done?
No, it happened by chance actually. Okay. I had the lyrics with me and I was traveling in a plane. I was looking at the book. Suddenly, one tune came. In fact, at that time, I didn't even know that the name of this scale is Vakula Bharanam. So I just wrote down the tune what came to me on a tissue in the plane. And later I discovered that, Maya Malagola with small ni is called Vakula Bharanam. That it just came to me. I still don't know how it came. So I have not spent much time with lyrics, trying to tune them. Maybe I should have more time. Now itself, my lifestyle is not what I would like it to be, because I travel too much. I want to be physically in one place, take some sort of physical exercise and have a disciplined routine, get up in the morning and do something, and practice Veena also. Veena practice is very, very sad. So normally in the Veena player's hands you will have a line. So I have no line, all 10 fingers look the same. When I see my finger without the line, I feel very bad. I have not, it's an indication of how long I have not touched the Veena. But veena is a very fragile instrument. It's such a pain to travel around with a veena.
No, you cannot carry it with you.
Okay, yeah, we have to be in one place.
Yeah.
And the kind of very low remuneration that festivals or people offer is really not worth the pain to lug this and carry. Suppose I have a concert in Madurai. I love to have darshan at Madurai Meenakshi temple. So if it's a singing concert, even if the remuneration is not that great, at least I can go and have darshan at the temples. For that I'll go. But to lug a veena and go, no way.
Are instruments extremely personal?
For most of us, yes. And very difficult, veena especially, very difficult to maintain. If it's cold, it's a problem. If it's hot, it's a problem.
No, I thought, supposing you go to, there are a lot of pianists in this country, right? They don't carry the piano. At least only one person did. I think Vladimir Horowitz. Did that.
Even Glenn Gould, I think.
But most of them, you go to a concert hall, they have the
They'll
piano.
have a piano,
Maybe they go a little earlier and see how it is. But like that, you cannot go to Madurai and get a many professional veena players who have a perfect veena. They won't give it to other people. No. I see.
They won't loan it to people, and many veenas which are available may not be concert worthy. Even if Panchamam is little off, then when you put your hand on Panchamam, only the off note will come. So that is a big problem. And because the frets are fixed on a wax thing, the heat, and if you play a lot also, they will move. So actually speaking, people give big awards, Sangeeta Kalahati, stuff like that, to singers. Just like in the film field, all the limelight, the money, fame, everything mostly is concentrated on the actors. But the scriptwriter, the producer, the director, the technicians, the light boy, the spot, digital editing, so much.
They do get award, but
now,
but it's not the talk of the town next day.
Exactly. Like that in our field, the instrument repairers, whether it's mridangam, just one mridangam to tie the leather strips. How much of physical strain it is. If a normal person tries, the skin will crack and blood will come. So such a hard physical thing. And veena, the fretting the veena is so, one hair's breadth this side or that side, the wrong note would come. So I feel those people should be really patronized with lot of recognition and money also.
They have to make a living,
They have to make a living.
Families,
So most of them, because the money is so bad, the children get educated and do some other job. At this rate, after some time, there will be nobody to repair instruments. And if instruments are not there in good condition, we can't play them either. That's a big.
I once offered to carry the veena of a lady, right? She said, no,
I will.
They hold it to be almost like their Saraswati secret.
Like a child.
So I'll be polluting it, I think. That's the feeling she gave me. Oh God, I didn't realize that.
There's an interview, it's there on YouTube, probably in BBC, with the great sitar player Nikhil Banerjee.
I've heard him in live.
Here. But in this interview, he talks about how it is like Saraswati, and we have to take bath and be Shuddham physically even before touching it. It's very.
I don't know. I just have a last question. This is about voice culture, okay? Is that very different for the two systems of music, one system indulges more, and in Carnatic music there is not that much of it or something? I really do not know.
These days, some people are offering voice courses and whatever. My personal thing is that I am sitting here with a big stomach and I look flabby, and I am offering courses in physical fitness, means it's a joke, right? So the people offering voice courses, we should listen to their voice first and ask ourselves, does this sound good? And much of the time, to my ears at least, it doesn't sound good. In Hindustani system and Western even more, there is a singer in the West called Thomas Quasthoff, Quasthoff. He has a physical deficiency. His arms and legs are very small. With this, and torso is just like a box almost. But with that, it's there on YouTube. If you search for Thomas Quasthoff, you can see the kind of voice exercises and tips he offers. If I see him, I want to do namaskaram to him. It's unbelievable. So I personally incorporate insights or techniques or lessons which I have learned from systems of music outside Carnatic.
Yeah.
Because I feel what sounds good. It need not be Carnatic, but what is cliched, the Carnatic sound, I find that it doesn't sound good to my. We have gamakams, yes.
Yeah.
See, even Todi, you can't sing Todi without gamakam, and very hard gamakams, very not mild gamakam. So sa re ga is there, but the same ga.
Most important gamakas.
Yeah,
Todi,
but
right.
the same sa re ga. We can sing sa re ga. Also, you can sing the same note. If this is Carnatic sound, it is like I have 1 cup of red chili powder, and whether I make coffee or sambar or chocolate mousse, I dump this red chili powder in everything, and they all taste are the same taste or the opposite of taste, distaste. So just to do that and brand that as the Carnatic sound, I feel is a disservice to Carnatic music. And if you don't do that, that means you are not Carnatic. Even if you are in Shruti, sing, because so many people sing off Shruti in Carnatic music. If you sing in Shruti, you are branded Hindustani flavor. And if the lyrics, even the language, what you are singing in Telugu or Kannada, that itself they say it's light music. Because if it is classical, the lyrics should not be discernible. Like that, the wrong branding.
There were schools that were very. D.K. Patamal is famous for enunciation of the lyrics very clearly.
Clear, Dikshitar and
Dikshitar.
But generally
speaking,
a lot of it, especially when
there are good ones.
a few here and but refinement is generally seen as a bad thing. In every way. See, suppose a person chews tobacco and they enter your house and they find a potted plant and they spit into that, or they use the toilet and then you can't enter the place again, or they have lunch at a dining table and when they finish you find food all over the place, and that kind of approach is applied to the music also, then it becomes very vulgar and if that is taken as the norm, if you refine something, they say, oh, it's sterilized or light or whatever they can call it. So earlier, when I was a young person, I used to question all this. Some things made me angry, some things made me sad. But if I expressed any opinion, list of my enemies will grow exponentially. So these days, I don't write articles or question or whatever, but I am doing what I feel is right and aesthetic and true to the spirit of the music and the composer's heart or mind. Because of internet and YouTube, it is reaching not like a tsunami or like a flood, trickling into several ears and minds, and they like. Well, in fact, so many people write to me about one song and they say, oh, I have heard this song so many times, but only when you sang, I suddenly understood that this is what lyrics mean. Like Deva Deva Kalyami. In that, Bhavatapam Akhilam Varaya Karunaya. So Mama Bhavatapam, my the worldly pains, Akhilam, everything, Varaya Karunaya. Please remove kindly. It's a simple thing only. You don't have to be big Sanskrit scholar to understand that. But in that Bhuvanatrayanayaka Bhuri Karunaya Mama Bhavatapam. Bhuri Karunaya Mama Bhavatapamakilam Vara, like that it comes. But many people, Bhuri Karunaya Mama, not Mama is Mama only, and Mama is your uncle. And Mama, then Bhavatapa, they don't sing. This two Sangatis they have to repeat. And then cut. Bhavatapa is a separate line. Actually, it's Mama Bhavatapam only. So when I just cut it like that and sing, suddenly people say, oh, it has nothing to do with Mama, it is Mama Bhavatapam. Akila, suddenly it's like a revelation. So that now I feel very, today if I die also, I don't feel, oh, I have so much left to do, because some things have reached some people and receive the feedback also. And rather than an award or something which I go and do propaganda and somehow get, and then you show I got this award, what I get is from real listeners who like what I'm doing, they'll make a sweet and give me, or they'll give me a gift. Or when I teach in some places, very small children, 6 years old, 7 years old, they write, they scribble or scrawl a note saying, we enjoyed your class, please come again. These things have much more value.
Exactly.
And recently I got a letter from a person saying, I have been studying Carnatic music for 20 years or something, but I have never been interested. So I've always been drawn to film music. But after hearing you, I feel, oh, Carnatic music also has so much to offer. Suddenly, it made sense like that. So one letter like that, I feel very humbled. Really, that I feel very grateful.
Feedback like that to see.
Feedback to see that it's reaching. Some people it's reaching, and from very unexpected sources. And the generations from 5-year-old kids who write these notes to me, to octogenarians who have heard from Ariyakudi live, they see what I am doing and how I am not trying to be different, but what I am doing, what is there in that they see, and that I feel very, very happy. Before internet or without internet, it would definitely not have happened at all.
Exactly. So that's what we have to be thankful for.
Totally.
Age has for those who are curious, want to do something, here is the chance. You cannot complain.
Exactly. Even this Thomas Questov, I would never have heard of him, but for the internet. Some of my friends said, "Oh, have you heard of him?" Western friends. They said he's very great in voice, and he has a baritone voice, very big voice, small body and big voice. So when I hear a person like that, I feel, oh, there's so much more to do.
He didn't keep quiet, I have a small chest.
Incredible. So I feel, only I know how pathetically little I have achieved in the list of what I want to achieve. So it looks like a mountain. Oh my God, so much more I have to do. At least little I did.
No, that should be, that is the true artist, always humble, aspiring.
I don't even feel humble really. The people tell me, oh, you are very humble. So I feel some people are so arrogant that by contrast, when we are just normal, people feel you are humble.
They go to say, oh yeah, I have all this music, I'm a star now.
The more you know, then we realize how little we know. When we know only a little bit, we feel we know everything. Even me, when I started studying music, I could learn to put talam. Then a big, rhythmically complicated Pallavi artist would be singing a Pallavi. I won't be listening to the music or enjoying at all. I'll be just putting talam, sitting in the front row, to show that, see, I can put talam, but there's no enjoyment at all. Now, for my own concert, I hardly put talam, and I request
because it's already here, right?
There, and I am enjoying more. So sometimes when the mridanga is playing something really complicated, if I am only concentrating on talam, then I won't be enjoying. If I am enjoying, sometimes talam may go. So then I request my violinist, please look after the talam, okay? Because I'm counting on you only to put talam like that. Because then I'm more free to enjoy. When I feel that, oh God, this guy is playing completely based on the talam I'm putting, it's a big responsibility.
So you will play better.
So then I'll be rigid and just concentrating on talam. Now it's very democratic. India is supposed to be a democracy, but whatever is happening is quite the opposite of that. Any minister goes, they'll close the road and VIP, whatever.
Concert stage was not at all democratic.
But now, my concert stage, I can proudly say, the very few things I can proudly say is that my concert stage, whoever is playing with me, is very, very, very democratic concert. After a concert, people will never say, oh, you sang so. They say, your team, all of you, there's a chance for the violinist to shine, the mridangam artist to shine, the ghatam artist to shine. Each person can bring out. It is just 4 artists who are coming together, not me with 3 X or Y. So that is very, very, very. And the freedom, always the responsibility is with the singer to create the atmosphere on stage this way or that way. But the freedom I give, I was blessed to come up with team members who never abuse or misuse. They say, oh, he will let you play, so you play for 10 times longer. Or they never
abuse the opportunity.
They never do. There are people who have done, but I won't fight with them or try to suppress them on stage. I won't call them again, that's all. So, but these people, I'm very, very happy with, not just happy, I feel blessed and privileged with the kind of accompanists I got, the kind of gurus I got, and the student also. That way, I feel very, very, very blessed that I got to enjoy some of the best.
But you have a responsibility now. The legacy that you have to leave for our children, okay.
It's going on.
They'll be looking to that,
We'll see.
The legacy issue. Okay.
Mostly, as I said,
I think you're doing the right thing, but
some people.
As a Rasika, I want to remind you, you owe me the education that I deserve.
Seeing a person of your intellect and your class and your age and experience speak like this, I feel really very, very good. Rather than, as I said, some official recognition like an award or whatever. So many awards I have seen, it depends on whom you know, not what you know.
Yes.
So this kind of thing is really, it's not to flatter or something. I feel very thankful that at least somewhere it's getting noticed. And
anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to
thank you also.
To you musically and then discuss without any hesitation, no fear.
Absolutely been my
all the
pleasure.
best, and we're all here watching your progress and enjoying.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
So much.